Are you wondering how maternity leave affects your visa, your training period, and your indefinite leave to remain? So I was asked this question over on my Instagram, and I thought that I would make a whole video on it. So I remember before I had a child, like I also wondered if it would affect like my visa length. The first thing to mention is that being on maternity leave does not affect your visa. So if your visa is due to expire before your maternity leave is over, then you just apply to have it renewed. So in the UK, you are eligible, no matter what your job is, to have 52 weeks of maternity leave. And if you add on annual leave, then you can actually have 13 to 14 months off. This is for maternity, although you're not going to be paid for the entire period, so that you're paid up to about 9 months, and then the pay gradually reduces. I made a whole other video about how long you need to have worked for the NHS to qualify for all the maternity pay, which I will link up here and also down below, so do go check it out. So if your visa is due to expire during the maternity leave, then you just have to inform your employer, and they have to extend the period, because your maternity leave is one of the statutory rights. So you go ahead and you do that. So my employer as a trainee, and also if you're a trainee, is going to be Health Education England. So all you have to do is inform them via what is called the Tier 2 reporting form that you find on their website, and then they will let you know that if you need a new course, then they'll issue a new course for you to go ahead and use to apply for the visa. And then once your maternity leave ends as well, you have to be informing them via the same system. In terms of indefinite leave to remain, the time that you're on maternity leave also does not affect your indefinite leave to remain, because time on maternity leave is considered continuous NHS service. So it's not a break in service, you're still working, you're still employed. The only thing is, if you decide to leave the country during your maternity leave, you have to make sure you don't leave for more than 180 days in a 1-year period, because that would then affect your indefinite leave to remain. But if you do leave the country, then you have to also get a letter from your employer stating that during this date, from this date to this date, you were actually employed by them, because all periods outside the country have to be on authorized, like some sort of authorized leave, like maternity or annual leave. In terms of your length of training, so your training length is going to be increased by the amount of time you take out. So if you take out 5 months of maternity leave, then your training length will be 5 months added. If you take 6 months, if you take a year, just like that. So for instance, I am a CT2 and I've been doing my core training for more than 3 years now, because I've taken 2 maternity leaves. So I'm currently on my 2nd maternity leave, and it's going to take me up to like 5 calendar years to finish a 3-year program. So basically, the amount of time you take out is the amount of time they'll extend. It's not a problem at all. I hope that's been helpful, and if you want to watch a video on how to pass your exams as a busy mom, then watch this video next.